I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.
Do your own research.
Consult a professional investment advisor before making any investment decisions.
This show is for entertainment only. Faites vos propres recherches.
Here we are
in another episode
of the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Haven't we done this before?
He asked patiently.
If you mean podcast episodes, why, yes, we have. So it wasn't a dream then, nor a painting. And you will not punish me with your hard thoughts?
Who? Shakespeare.
I confess me much guilty to deny anything.
Oh, okay, I get it. We're doing the Shakespeare lines early this week.
You'd rather we do famous painters?
Nice setup there, John.
Time for the rhyme.
Thank you, kind sir. Here we go.
I dream my painting, Van Gogh said.
And like great art, investing is led.
It's not a simple task to have success in store.
But dreams and goals will open that door.
Discipline and focus brings the art alive.
Time and thought then make it thrive.
When to buy and when to sell
requires careful planning. It's not as you will.
Calculated risks and prudent choices.
Diversified portfolios are the right voices.
To grow an investment, one must plan ahead.
As if painting a masterpiece, all must be read.
Following trends and learning from mistakes.
Knowing how to make money and partake.
Like creating a painting, you must have a vision.
So investments, like dreams, come true in fruition.
Chances can lead to great success.
Though hard is easy, it's a difficult process.
With thought and research done real well,
your efforts will paint and stories you'll tell.
Speaking of which...
Finally.
Yes, it is a mantra. Wait, what was your question, DT?
It wasn't really a question yet. More of an idea.
Okay, do tell.
You are telling a story, are you? I guess that was a question.
Yeah, maybe a little. But it's a very important thing to live by.
How's that?
Because it's about patience.
It is?
It is. And as we've said, patience is a very important part of investing.
Because
you must understand the market and its shifting.
And that takes time, right?
It does. But by making sure to plan ahead of time for success...
I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
You shouldn't. You invest with dreams in mind. Just like Van Gogh's bliss.
Oh, wait, I thought rhyme time was over.
Oh, yes, you're right. I'm sorry. Wait, was that too entertaining a way to explain it?
No, but let's stick to the quote.
Which was, if you would please repeat.
I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream.
Thank you, my quivering dollop of lard.
That's not Shakespeare. Even I know that.
You are going to discuss that quote in more detail, aren't you?
Of course I will. In fact, hear me do so now.
I'm hearing.
So, you know how we've talked a bunch about our subconscious minds?
That thing you call old sub?
Yeah, that's the one.
And the dreams?
A lot happens in day-to-day life.
Yeah, it does.
And no matter how much we try, we can't always pay full detailed attention to everything. At least not as much as we want to.
Okay.
We benefit a lot from letting our subconscious minds get work done for us overnight while we're asleep.
Oh, okay, I think I'm getting it.
Do tell.
Well, Van Gogh was saying that he let his subconscious come up with the idea.
Yes, instead of taxing himself with the problem while he was awake doing something else.
It gets handled in the background, I get it.
Yes, just like Daniel handles taking us into...
Break number 1.
Hello, everyone. This is John with the Simple Success Podcast, financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Because we know you want to show us some serious love in return for the tremendous benefits you get from us, please subscribe to us in your favorite podcast player. You can find us on both the App Store and the Play Store because our message is for everyone. Leave a rating for us, or even better, tell a friend. Whichever you choose, thank you so much for helping us do this for you. To leave us a written message, which just might lead to more in a future podcast, go to those same written show notes to find our subreddits. There is also our Facebook group page, Twitter, and other ways which we'll tell you about from time to time. You can also find an Easter egg every so often, so listen closely. Thank you again, and keep those constructive ideas coming.
Hey there, John. Welcome back. Wasn't that a great break?
Yeah, it was great. Thanks. I got to relax and recharge. How about you?
Yeah, mine was good too. I'm so glad to be here on the other side, though.
Yeah, me too. I missed you. And of course, all our listeners. Hey, are you ready to jump into our examples?
You bet. Let's get started.
Okay, so we're talking about painting my dream, right?
That's right. And now would be a good time to start.
Patience, 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 DT.
I can be patient as long as you get to it eventually.
And I will. Now, to increase your comfort level, think about it this way. This goes hand in hand with visualization.
So
think of what we've been saying here as though it were serialized.
Meaning what, dude?
Meaning that if you haven't listened to previous episodes for this, then you should go back.
Oh, and listen more, because it will help explain what we're talking about right now.
That is exactly it, my colorful rhinoceros of joy.
Not Shakespeare, but very creative.
I'm trying, Kevin. So, ¿quieres ejemplos?
Translated, you might say, do you want examples?
Yep.
One question first.
Okay, go ahead.
How many actions, most ridiculous, hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
As you like it.
Huh? Examples are not fantasies.
Indeed they are not. That was a Shakespeare line. So, let us continue.
Wait, I also have a question, and it's not just a silly one.
Okay, go ahead.
Why do our listeners need to have previously listened to our other episodes?
Well, actually, they don't have to. It would just be helpful to understand what we mean by visualization without having to explain aphantasia and all that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, go on then.
So, when we dream our painting, we're actually visualizing our goal. It's the same thing.
And this is what Van Gogh meant when he said that?
It is. After all, a painter painting a landscape first visualizes that landscape, right? Then he or she paints it.
Okay. Or maybe they dream of a portrait of a loved one before putting emotion into the actual painting.
Good one, DT. That's a tremendous example.
Sculptors do it too.
Correct. Now, Michelangelo used to say that when he was about to sculpt his famous statue of David, he didn't sculpt anything. He just let the figure that was already inside get out.
Well, that's a clever way to put it.
And other people do this too. Muralists, street artists,
portrait and abstract painters.
Yeah, you're going to imagine a figure, a landscape, a design, features of their subject, or other parts of your composition.
Yeah, you do that first, and then you fill in the details.
Yes, even a digital artist making a very complex image. They've got to envision it first, or at least in steps along the way before they bring it to life with Photoshop or some other such program.
Are you suggesting that this is a step we should all take?
It certainly is. I do it when making podcasts, and I do it when investing.
How do you do it when making podcasts?
Or any other kind of media. I do it by imagining the result, the sound I want to hear, the sound effects as I write the words. I imagine the sound that has to support them. That's imagination. That's visualization. That's dreaming the painting.
I guess that would have to be the default.
Yeah, you have to have a still life before you can paint one.
And a photographer needs to have a general idea of their final result in mind, even if it's not exactly how it ends up looking. They have to do this in order to frame the basics that will be needed later on.
And don't forget last year when we did that podcast episode around Walt Disney's idea of dreaming it before you can do it.
I do. Oh yeah, how is that connected?
Because Walt dreamed the idea of a cartoon mouse before he came up with Steamboat Willie and then Mickey.
All of us do that, don't we?
One would think that, and I certainly used to think that, but it turned out to not be the case.
Is that what people mean when they say they're not creative?
Sometimes, yes.
Oh, you mean sometimes they really are not creative?
Well, that can also be true, but it's true a lot less often than some people think.
Oh, so you're saying that most people really are creative?
Yes, I am saying that, and they are.
So, anybody could write this?
Well, just about anybody, as long as they can imagine the end goal, which might change the direction, and even some of the dialogue.
Goals.
That's good.
No matter what type of art one creates, the process begins with dreaming.
And ends with painting that dream into reality.
Dreams can inspire artists to create beautiful works of art,
which will last for generations.
And generations to come.
So don't forget how important using your imagination can be.
In creating the final picture in advance, you mean?
Yes, that. be a jewelry maker with your investing. A jewelry maker imagines a unique piece and then meticulously crafts it with precious metals or beads. And you can craft your future too.
Or like a fiber artist who dreams of a tapestry or a quilt and then weaves or stitches the pattern to life.
Yeah, and another great example is a potter who visualizes a decorative piece and then throws it on the wheel.
Throws? That sounds like something that could break.
Well, not to worry, because of course we all know that the second thing we should do is look at the first break.
Wait a second.
But first, break number 2.
We know a lot about you already because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es bueno, simple. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too.
What is that?
It's the sound of dreams, DT, my quivering massive turnips.
I didn't know dreams made sounds.
I don't think they do.
But
I've been dreaming of painting lately.
you have, huh?
Yeah, it's like I can see the colors and images in my mind before I even touch a brush.
Care to share why you're telling me this?
I am telling you this because...
Oh, I can't wait for this one.
I am telling you this because good investing is in the domain of the creative.
Really? Have you ever tried painting your dreams?
Yes, I have, as have many other people. I find that when I paint what I'm dreaming about, it produces really interesting results.
All by itself?
Well, no. It takes patience, persistence, and repetition, of course.
Yeah, you've said that PPR can be helpful in investing too, haven't you?
I have, and you have. We think PPR is an important part of any creative endeavor.
But isn't it hard to be both patient and creative?
Oh yeah, it's very hard. And when I'm being creative, I want to see results right away. Probably so does everybody else.
But that's not being patient.
No, it's not, which is exactly my point.
Oh, so you have to be situational then.
Are you sure? I was wondering that myself.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, yes, you may need different skills in different parts of the overall picture.
But wait, isn't that what a team is?
Yes, that is what a team is. If you're in a situation where being on or having a team isn't appropriate, such as with your own personal investing plan, then you may have to be your own team.
Which is what people mean when they say I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, sometimes.
I've seen a lot of people get impatient and give up too early when it comes to investing.
Of course. They don't realize that if you stay the course, good things can happen.
But it's hard to realize that kind of detail in the thick of the action, isn't it?
Yeah, but hard is good, right? Remember?
Yes, after we've practiced hard enough to make it no longer hard.
Right. You just need to keep trying and applying what you learn in order to get better at anything.
That's good.
After all, you can't see the results if you don't put in the work first.
That dog won't hunt, is what is often said.
And while you're working, it's important to stay disciplined and consistent.
And have a long-term perspective.
So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme.
I certainly hope not. Dreams are not schemes.
Well, no, of course not. I mean, schemes happen during the day.
While dreams happen at night. Well, usually.
Which makes sense, because the daytime schemes are products of your active mind, and the nighttime dreams are the product of your subconscious mind.
True, until you add things like meditation into your day, and You must be able to access your subconscious mind in order to do great things and do them in novel ways.
True, and if you want to change your behavior and your results, you have to change what's going on in your subconscious mind.
Bingo, DT. Now, remember, I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
Which is good because it's not.
But along with us, you're going to learn how to break it down
And take it one step at a time.
which, when you follow that plan, will make you seem like an absolute genius.
Someone who knows that about which they talk.
Someone who verily walks the walk.
And who makes us feel both good and successful.
That's good.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
Salut. À la prochaine.
This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries. The supporting cast who helps me bake the bread includes
Techno King, John C. Brandy, Alter Ego, Doubting Thomas, Fact Checker, A Small Brown Beef Animal, Seriously, Tiny. Facts are important but are also easy. Social Manager, Abraham Lincoln, Media Expert, Augustus Caesar. Psychologist, William James. Sound Designer, Adobe's Creative Suite. Spanish Consultant, Cameron J.K. Brandy. French Consultant, Leah, the Do-Your-Own Research Lady. Videographer, Etomon Koshki. Audio Props, Les Paul. Inspiration, many podcasts and other sources, and of course Napoleon Hill.
We also have websites, and you can subscribe to both podcasts. You can even send us a video, audio, or text message. But of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to get the links and stuff. All the clickable links are in the show notes.
And before we forget, the artificial intelligence or AI voices you hear in our work come from Google, Amazon Polly, and OpenAI, like we say in the show notes. We just love what AI can do when lovingly crafted.
Finally, you can find us on Podmatch.com, Matchmaker.fm, Podbooker, and Podcast Guests, where we consider guests and consider guesting on other people's shows.
And really finally, the music for our pods comes from Cute by Ben Sound and from Piano Background by Nick Simon Adams, as well as from AI MuseNet. The sound effect credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Canusi G, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything Sounds, MK Play More Stories, ERH, Sand Emotions, Big Pickle 51, and Just Kidding. Yes, that's his or her name. All on freesound.org. Also, languages are the bomb.
Paul.